You're talking system-wide change. You're talking about a revolution in healthcare here in what we call the civilized world, ranging from Russia to South America and including the Orient. By the way, the Orient sort of used to do this, and now they're becoming as westernized as we are. I can remember seeing an article on children in Beijing having a weight problem. There's an old adage that goes, you never saw a fat Chinaman, did you? And the answer is now you see them all the time in China. So calorie restriction would be one of the major things. Again, if I had one thing to say that would be most important is I want to see clear lines of definition and demarcation on the abdomen, because that means an absence of fat under the skin on the abdomen, which correlates with an absence of fat everywhere else. No, I am not recommending anorexia nervosa. I'm recommending common sense at every step. We need a diet that is as simple as saying brown rice, vegetables, and beans with anything once in a while. Oh, I know I left out the fruit and the nuts and the seeds, and I am not excluding the occasional pizza or ice cream or cheeseburger, but the fact of the matter is the average daily diet should be grains, vegetables, and beans. And then you can have some fruit and so on. The palm-size serving of animal protein that is wild, for a simple word, wild game. I don't care whether it's fish or chicken or meat or whatever, wild game 2 to 3 times a week. And that would change, of course, no smoking, limit alcohol to 4 times a week, and we're back to a list that I've already given you. So those would be the major things. I could spell it out in 5 minutes to the physicians of the United States and to the American public. Remember, it always takes 2 to tango. So the American public needs it just as much in the request sense as physicians need to be doing it in the delivery sense. It is a partnership. There are portions of societies that get it right, and those societies that are less westernized than we are. For instance, a lot of talk recently about the Mediterranean diet. So now we're talking not so much Athens, but more the little bit of the backwoods of Greece and the backwoods of Italy and so on. They have a much more physical life. They have a much more family life. They have a much less smoking life. Smoking, I think, is more concentrated to the cities than the countryside. But their diet is more organic, unprocessed whole foods. They probably consume more alcohol than I recommend. They're probably heavier than I recommend. But when you do what I call put it all together, there's so much more in this direction. You know, every now and then people talk about bringing the Mediterranean diet to the United States. The Mediterranean diet, as best I understand it, is more of an organic, unprocessed whole foods diet than we will ever be able to deliver here in the United States on a broad basis. And yet it is widespread in those Mediterranean countries. Crete, Greece, Italy, and Spain, and so on. It's the commercial unwillingness, I think. And yet, if you wanted to know if you had sway, you could either get me to the potentates in government, or you could get me to the potentates in food industry and even restaurant industry. If I could get to those people to have a single entree on the daily menu. For instance, I just ate at Blue Water Grill here in Manhattan, and I ordered 2 side dishes. I ordered the spaghetti squash and the broccoli rabe. That was it for lunch. No fish, no chicken. Their white flour bread was really pretty tasty, and I did use the smallest dab of butter on it. But you can get mostly vegetables, organic, unprocessed whole foods. It may or may not have been organic. It didn't say so. But you can get mostly vegetables and beans, and you can go into restaurants now and get quinoa and brown rice. So the information is out there, but who to reach would be, as I said before, the food industry from the commercial sense, restaurants and growers, and the governmental officials who could make incentives for this.